Hey everyone, and welcome to Mrs. Bench's economics class. I'm here to tell you a little bit about how we'll be taking class notes this semester. We're going to be doing something called interactive notebooks. And you're probably thinking to yourself, class notes, really? Yes, really. Class notes are a way for me to be able to determine if you've actually looked at the information. And it's a chance for you to learn note-taking strategies that will benefit you in the rest of your life. You may have to take notes in other classes. You may have to go take notes in college. You may have to take notes on a job site. And so learning to take notes is really valuable. So we're going to start that process together. So let me explain how this is going to work. What you would first do is go to the materials section and look for interactive notebook. Once you go to the interactive notebook, we're going to begin here with American politics. This will be the same setup for all of the notes for all of the units. Once you click on American Politics, you will open the American Politics notebook. The notebook will open and it'll look like this. Each page is set up the same way. And so what will happen is you will look at the interactive notebook here and you'll follow along a screencast that I've prepared for you. In the screencast, it'll be the PowerPoint slides. And so you would see over here that the slides look very similar to the interactive notebook. You would go through and take notes on your page that corresponds with the notes that I have pre-recorded for you. And so if you see here that you can scroll through and take notes. Now you may have to pause for a second and then go back to your notebook and fill it in. And so here you have 4 different sections that you'll be taking notes in. Different pages have different designs. So this, for example, is one sheet where you would click on it and type your notes in. Now, the actual interactive notebook is a formative grade. This is how you do notes. Some people add pictures, some people add more details or less details, and sometimes you can summarize or shorten some of the notes. However, in watching the PowerPoint that I have recorded for you, you will have an edPuzzle to complete. An edPuzzle is that as I go through the slides, a question will pop up, and that question will be based on the slides prior. So for example, I could put a question here about what is a political party. And so I would explain what a political party is, and then I would have a question right after it. I could explain here what extra constitutional is. And then again, right after the slide, an edPuzzle question would be generated. These checkpoints are key in order for you to understand what we have gone over. And in addition to that, these checkpoints are actually summative assignments. And so they are big for your grade, 70%. So again, the interactive notebook, it's a formative, and you can go as in much detail as possible. You do need to put something down, but for some of you, you may already know some of this information and you may not need to go into much detail. There are others of you that may need more explanation, and you can get that explanation from my edPuzzle pre-recording. And why we're doing this is that I need to be able to know that you're actually reading and watching the assignments and watching the screencast, because I would know for a fact if you were watching it sitting in front of my class. But because of the virtual world and this idea of the flipped classroom, I give you the notes first, and then when we meet live, we'll be going over them. So I need to make sure that you're getting the class notes done on the days that they are assigned, or before our live meeting. So please pay attention to the due dates of when the screencast will be due. Screencast/edPuzzle. The interactive notebook itself is actually not due until the end of the marking period. But the screencasts are due before we meet live, because I need to know that you have watched it in order for us to go over it. So I hope you learned a little bit about how we're going to be doing class notes together. As I said before, to summarize it, you'll be taking notes on the interactive notebook, but you'll be taking notes from an edPuzzle. And the edPuzzle is a summative grade. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. But I do hope that you are excited about this semester, as I am, and I look forward to seeing everybody at our next live meeting. Thanks, and have a great night.